Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's Games by Zach. It's my first YouTube video, man. We about to be posting every single day, dropping straight value, keeping it authentic. Nothing fancy. We just in a business room, about to make this content, right? So, I'm not sure where the channel gonna go, but we just out here to give value to the world. A lot of people want to see me go more in depth about my videos. A lot of people been getting to know me and they've been interested in that. So now we about to take it to the next level. We about to drop long form content now. No more short form. We still posting short form, but we finna get over to this long form, right? Keep it really authentic, man. In this video, we're gonna talk about why 99% of people stay stuck. And why is that? What I mean by stuck is, what do I mean by stuck? What I mean is, you still the same person that you was 1, 2, 3 years ago. You still the same person. You're not evolving as a person. You still got the same traits, the same habits, the same discipline, the same drive, the same characteristics. Everything about you is the same as before. Nothing changed, right? But you do have these goals out that you have in your head, but you never getting nowhere near the goals because you're still the same person that you was last year. That's how most people's life is stuck, right? They not progressing over time. In my life, I started my journey when I was 17. That's when I dropped out of school. The work more hours at my job, right? I had to work more hours to go help my mom pay the bills, and that's just a sacrifice I had to make. It was a tough sacrifice. Well, not so tough. I'm not even gonna act like it was so tough. It wasn't so tough because I was built for this stuff. I'm not a tough guy, but as a man, we supposed to go through the hard stuff in order to protect and provide for our family, right? That's just a deal that I had to deal with, right? It's nothing crazy. So that's how I started my journey, man. Since I was 17, I kept on progressing over the years. 18, I got my first apartment, and then that's when I was boxing as well. Well, I started boxing at 17, but I was boxing at 18, and I got my first apartment with my brother at 18, right? And then I've been progressing over the years. Now I was 18 then. Now I'm a 19. Then when I turned 19, I quit my job. I was able to quit my 9-to-5 job and become a full-time entrepreneur. And it's not that when I quit my job, like my business didn't just take off. I just took a risk. I took a huge risk to chase my dreams, right? Because that's what it takes. It's not gonna be easy to get to where you wanna go. It's not gonna be a straight line. Life is not a straight line. It's gonna be ups and downs, battles, setbacks that you're gonna have to face, right? We all got our own experiences. There's nothing unique about my experience. I'm sure you guys go through hard stuff as well. That's just a life that I accepted and a life that I just kept on progressing with. So I quit my 9-to-5 job earlier this year, and now I'm a full-time entrepreneur as an online fitness coach. I help my clients build the physique that they want, build better habits, so you can make. My main goal with my clients is to make a full lifestyle change, not so much just about fitness included, but we want to build better habits that we can make sure that we becoming a new identity by the end of the program. So that's what I do now, right? But guys, most of you guys are staying stuck is because you don't have any urgency. Urgency, it means like you're not in a rush to make something happen. You sitting back with your thoughts, you sitting back writing down your goals. Like, okay, writing down goals is cool. That's something I did too when I first started. But that didn't get me nowhere. It didn't get me nowhere until I started taking action. I was writing down my goals every single night when I was around 17, 18. But those goals that I've written down, that's not even my goals now, right? So it was just some stuff I'm just writing down, thinking I'm doing something, right? It's thinking I'm taking action, but that's not taking action. That's called just being in emotion. Writing down goals and all these ideas, that's called just being in motion. Taking action and being in motion is two different things. So we got to make sure that we taking action towards our goals. But guys, yeah, like I say, writing down the goals, no urgency. You still doing the same thing. You still doing the same habits. You're not in no rush, and that's why you in the same position that you was 2 years ago, right? And you got to think about this. If we just continue living this life, no urgency, not doing what we're supposed to do, not building the man that we want to be, not turning to the identity not doing the habits to turn into the identity of the person that we want to become. If we keep on living this way, what would that cost us? That's the stuff that we gotta face. That's the stuff that a lot of people don't reflect back on. I take hundreds of calls a month, and every time I ask people, like when they say they drinking alcohol 3 to 4 times a week, when they say they eating out 3 to 4 times a week, They don't understand, they never reflect back on their life to see how this actually costing them their goals and their future, right? The eating the bad foods, when it comes to the fast food, what does that come with? What does that come with? For one, it comes with a lot of weight gain. Another thing, it comes with a lot of health problems, right? And people know this. Another thing, that messes with your energy throughout the day. So now you're gonna wake up feeling sluggish, you're gonna wake up with low energy. And that's gonna mess with your productivity. So if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, or you're trying to be somebody who goes to the gym, or you're trying to be somebody who's a healthy person, taking care of yourself, how are you gonna do that if you have low energy at the start of the day? The way you start the beginning of your day is the way you're gonna finish the rest of your day. So if you're starting with low energy, how you think the rest of your day is gonna be? It all comes back together like a spiral effect, man. If you drink alcohol 3 to 4 times a week, what is this costing you? It's costing you focus. It's costing you clarity. It's costing you energy. You wake up the next day feeling like shit, right? And then this stuff costs money as well. And that money you could be putting inside your goals. So think about the stuff that you're doing right now and how is this costing you. And then the alcohol when you're drunk, those are days that just passing by. You're wasting time. And time, you don't get time back. So you're just gonna keep on getting older and your goal is gonna keep on getting further away. A lot of people don't reflect back on these things, but these things are important. In order for you to make a change and actually get to the goals that you wanna be, you gotta start reflecting back on your habits. That's what I did. When I started smoking weed, when I stopped smoking weed, I was smoking weed 2 to 3 times a day. A lot of people ask me, how did I quit? It wasn't easy. I'm not going to make it seem like it was easy because that's not going to be helpful for anybody. I'm going to tell you the truth. It took me multiple attempts to start smoking weed. I failed smoking weed like 3 to 4 times. I would tell myself, I'm just going to smoke one last time. What did that one last time turn to? You know, I started smoking every single day again, 2 to 3 times a day again. I couldn't do nothing without smoking. I couldn't drink. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't have a good day. I couldn't enjoy my day without smoking weed. First thing in the morning, as soon as I wake up, what I gotta do? I gotta roll up another blunt. I gotta go find a backwood. I gotta go find me a lighter. I gotta go roll up. That was how my day started, right? For a good 2 to 3 years. And what did that cost me? Focus. Once I cut these bad habits out, I got full clarity on myself, man. I had to reflect back on this is how I made the change. I had to reflect back on my actions because I knew I wanted to be a successful entrepreneur. I've been knowing that since I was 16 because I was never like a 9 to 5 type of guy. I knew I wanted to be a boss. I knew I wanted to have my own schedule. I knew I wanted to be the one taking charge and making the orders, you know, because I feel myself, I'm a good leader and I believe that. So I know if I was to stay in this 9 to 5, I would be doing the world a disservice. I could be providing value to you guys. I shouldn't be over there working for somebody else, not impacting the world. That's not the life that I want to live. That's not what God put me on this earth for, right? So I had to start thinking about how this stuff is costing me. Me staying at this 9 to 5 job. How is this costing me? Me smoking weed, not focused. How is this costing me? But it took me a couple of times. Another time that I tried to stop was I told myself I was just going to smoke on the weekends. And what did that turn to? I started smoking every day again. So it wasn't easy, right? Being around a lot of people with smoking, and coming from where I'm from Broward County, Florida, Pompano Beach. Everybody's smoking. Smoking is normal. That smoking is cool. That's how everybody feels, right? Where I'm from, that's how everybody feels. So when I'm around all these guys who smoking, I'm trying not to smoke. Habits are built, bad habits and good habits are built from cues. What is a cue? That means if you see somebody doing something, you're going to be more tempted to do it as well. So what do you think happened to me when I got around all these people who were smoking? I started back smoking again. It wasn't just a weekend thing that I thought it was going to be. I was just going to smoke once a week. I was going to smoke on the weekends. I told myself I was going to smoke one last time. I told myself I was just going to be done with it. But I'm around the people that's smoking. So it got me back in the habit. But that's not their fault. That's my fault for putting myself in these tempted situations. And then another thing about the tempted situations is just me falling back into the cravings of wanting to be high again. That was my fault. So it took me like 3 to 4 times to actually stop smoking. But what all made the difference was I reflected back on my habits and I looked around the people next to me when it came to my 9 to 5 job, the people where I'm from, They all was smoking weed. But I knew that I didn't want to be like those guys. I knew I wouldn't trade places with them guys. So then I had to start doing the research on the guys who successful entrepreneurs because I wanted to be a successful entrepreneur. And those guys wasn't smoking. Those guys was actually against smoking weed. No successful entrepreneur is going to tell you smoking weed is going to benefit you, right? So I had to reflect on that. And then I realized that I need to be doing the habits that a successful entrepreneur is doing if I want to be that guy. If I'm doing the same thing, if I'm doing the same habits like the guys that I don't want to be like, I will become that person. So I dropped everything. I dropped the smoking. I dropped devices. I dropped the video games. I built some urgency. Time was ticking. I've been on this path since I was 17, right? Early. That's pretty early, right? It's because I had urgency. I knew I wanted to be something bigger. So I knew I had to take action in order to get that, right? We're not talking just writing down on a piece of paper. We're not talking about just reading books. We're not talking about just listening to podcasts. Those are the things that I did, but I also went out there and took action. Before I even knew how to take action though, I just went outside to run 3 miles every single day. And I was just beating my score every time, trying to keep on informing myself on my runs, listening to podcasts, reading books, trying to expand my knowledge. But I'm not just sitting inside a room doing these things. I'm running. I'm building my mental strength. I'm building my physical strength so I could be at my most optimal state, so I could think clear, right? That was before I started knowing what action to take. That was around when I was 18-ish. I just started running every day. So I started, if I'm going to do anything, if I'm not going to do anything when it comes to business or something like that because I didn't have the knowledge, I'm going to go out there and just go run. I'll figure something out when I'm on my run. But I'm not going to stay here. I'm not going to just sit down and not do nothing, right? Because I had urgency. Before any direction, I had urgency. I wanted to make a change. If I wasn't doing the 3 mile run, I was at the house doing push-ups. Around that time, I didn't know much about the gym, and I had the wrong perspective on the gym because I thought if I was to lift weights, I was gonna get bulky like a bodybuilder. And coming from a boxing lifestyle, coming from a boxing lifestyle and a boxing mindset, we don't want to get bulky. A lot of guys who box have the same mindset when it comes to that. We don't want to get bulky, but that wasn't going to make me bulky, but I didn't know that at the time, so I wasn't lifting weights, right? So I was just running. I just do push-ups. I was doing like 500 push-ups, 1,000 push-ups, 800 push-ups, 700 push-ups, because I just had urgency. I had the desire to want to make a change. I didn't know how, but I knew I had to do something. And now, around that time, let's go back. Around that time, I tried to do Airbnb. I tried to do real estate, right? I started trying to be a real estate agent, yeah? And then when I was working 9 to 5 on my lunch breaks, I would bring my notebook with me, and I would study on the real estate agent zone. I would study the real estate agent course, get notes, information. Then when I got off work after my 9 to 5, and I would have to take a bus home. It would take me about 2 hours to get home. As soon as I got home, I would get on the computer and I would go take that real estate course every single day until I was able to take the test. So I was just taking action. I didn't even, to be honest with you, I didn't even want to be a realtor. But my knowledge was so little because I was young around that time. I was like 17, 18. My knowledge was so little, and I just thought this can be a way out. So fuck it. Nobody cares if you don't want to do it. Nobody cares if you're interested or not. Just go fucking do it so we can make some money and we can take care of the family, help the family out. I just said, fuck it. Nobody cares. Let's just do the work because we got to make something happen now. Not later. I'm talking about now. We got to make something happen now. So I just said, fuck it. I just paid the course. Started studying. Didn't care. As soon as I got off work, it was late. As soon as I got off work, I worked for like 9 to 5, 2 hours to get home. It's like 7 p.m. I got to go to sleep to go to work. I got to go to sleep, go to work in the morning, right? But I still stayed up that night. I still stayed up at them long nights. I still was staying up on that computer doing that course. And that caused me to be late for work a lot. And I kept getting written up from being late because I was standing up working on that. But shit, I was trying to make something happen. I had urgency. I needed to make something happen now. I didn't get far with the Airbnb, the realtor, or just studying real estate to try to be an investor because I didn't have no mentor. Around that time, I wasn't too familiar about mentors and stuff. Yeah, I didn't know nothing about mentors. So not having a mentor, I didn't know how to make the first step with anything. With the Airbnb, I tried to go to properties, try to tour some, try to see who would let me Airbnb it. I really didn't know shit, honestly. But I knew like you have to go to Airbnb, try to see if they'll let you lease it because see if they'll let you Airbnb it because not everybody will let you Airbnb it, right? So that's what I did. I just started going. I bought me a $500 suit to look presentable, cut the weed out because I know if I'm going into a fucking business meeting, it can't be smelling like weed. That's fucking stupid as fuck. Can't be a dumbass, right? I had to be smart about this shit. I had to start thinking like an entrepreneur, even though I wasn't one yet. I had to start thinking like one, right? Start becoming that man today. So that's what the fuck I did. I went to the suit place. Some dude helped me buy a suit. He had guided me throughout a suit. I was like, oh, this suit cool. Let me just fucking get it. He was like, what's your budget? I ain't had that much money at the time. I had probably just like $1,000. I just said, I don't got no budget. I don't even give a fuck. I spent my last dollar on this shit. But if it was over $1,000, of course I wouldn't be able to afford it. But if it was under that, it was worth it. Because it's gonna get me, people judge you by your appearance. So I knew that. So I knew I had to come looking my best. I had got my hair done. I was gonna wear my glasses. I never wear my glasses. But I ain't finna be out there squinching, right? So yeah, that's what I did when it comes to the Airbnb. Didn't get far with that shit because I didn't have no guidance, but I decided to let me take action because I had some urgency, right? After that, I had my first, one day I was at work. My mom called me for a business idea. It was about some trucking business. And she was like, we might can buy a truck for this much amount of money. And at the time I was stacking my money. I had a couple thousands on me. I was 18 at the time. And I knew I needed to make a change. So I was thinking like, what am I to do? What am I to do? So I'm constantly looking for new ways to make money. So she told me, if you give me this much, we can buy a truck. No, she told me the idea. She was like, if we was to get this truck, it can make this much money. It was an 18-wheeler. I just said how much it is. I went to the storage room. I'm talking to her in the storage room at my job. I said, how much it is? She said, this much amount of money. I was like, oh, I got that. Let's get that now. Let's get that now. She was like, you don't need to save a little bit of money or you don't want to wait or nothing? No, let's get that now. I got enough to get it now. Let's get it now. What are we waiting for? She said, okay, let's just do it then. It would make this much amount of money. Let's do that. Let's do that now. I didn't have no information about this, but I had trust in my mom that she was going to guide us to the right decision because we trying to make it out, right? And I had the finances to do so. Fuck the finances. Fuck the savings that I built up over time. Fuck that shit. That's not going to get me rich. I'd rather invest that money into something that's going to compound over time and it will get me rich. Something that was going to keep on stacking overnight, right? So fuck that saving. I put all that money into that truck, right? I bought that truck, but she was like, if we was to buy 2 trucks, it would double the income. Let's get that second truck right now. She like, you sure you don't want to wait to see if it's gonna work out or anything? But she was still confident about it, but she was trying to see if I was with it. Let's get that second truck now. If shit fuck up, then oh well, at least we tried, right? At least we tried to make it out. That could have been a chance to make it out right there. At least we tried, right? Fuck it. What's the better option? Just keep working 9 to 5, keep living the life that we hate? Fuck no. At least we tried, right? No, so I didn't care about failing. I didn't care about that shit. I care about taking action because that's how you're going to get lucky one day. That truck made me so much money at just 18 years old. And I was almost thinking about quitting my job because it was making so much money around that time. But my mom told me not to, right? It was making a lot of money. And good thing I didn't quit because the business only ran for about 2 months. I made a couple thousands. I made my investment back, but it didn't last that long, right? But my message here is take action. Take action. Build urgency. You should always have urgency in you. That's how you're going to get to where you want to be. If you don't have urgency, if you keep on procrastinating, you keep on just having this idea in the back of your head, being uncertain about information sources is keeping you stagnant. All that bullshit, you're just going to be stuck in the same spot. You're not going to live the life that you want. If you want to make money, if you want to be successful, if you want to get into fitness, you want to be in great shape, you want to start living healthier, if you want females, because we all want females. As a man, we want money, power, respect, females. We all know this. All those things that you want as a guy, you're not going to get if you don't build some fucking urgency. Stop living life in comfort mode. Stop being a fucking pussy, trying to stay on the sidelines because you're scared that you're going to fail. You need to build some fucking urgency or you're going to stay in the same spot that you've been in. If you hate the life that you want, what's worse? Staying where you are, hating the life that you have now, working that shift, getting talked to your boss like shit because he don't respect you as a person. He just want to fucking work you and grow his fucking business. Or go on a fucking run, go get some knowledge, go invest into a mentor, get to the next level, live the life that you want, be in great shape, live healthy, take care of your family. That take risk. All that take risk, right? Start doing shit. I don't even care. I don't even care what it is. Just start doing shit. Because that's what it takes to get where you want to be. That's what the fuck I did. I just kept doing shit. Just doing shit. I didn't even have no knowledge. I'm only 20 years old. I still a lot that I don't know. But now I'm a full-time entrepreneur with still not all the knowledge that I have, still not all the knowledge that I need to become a multimillionaire, right? But I got this far from just doing shit, just taking action. Because I have fucking urgency. You need to build some fucking urgency, man. Right now. You need to go stop watching this fucking video and go work on yourself. If you don't know what the fuck to do, just go fucking start doing some push-ups every day. Something has to get done. I'm not talking about we thinking. I'm not talking about we planning. Fuck that shit, bro. Because you're not going to have all the details in that fucking business or whatever you're trying to pursue or that you're trying to pursue if you never experienced it before. For example, for myself, use me as a fucking example. I try to do Airbnb, trying to plan. Bro, if you look at my notebook, I got pages about Airbnb, but I never fucking did it. It ain't lead me to get nowhere. Because how you going to plan out a perfect plan for something that you didn't fucking do ever in your life? You have no experience in that field. Just go fucking do it. Go fucking do it. Fuck up a couple of times because you're going to fuck up regardless. Even if you have the perfect plan, something's going to go wrong. Right? Something's going to go wrong. It's never just going to work out all in your favor. But just go fucking do it so you can just get lucky. I just got lucky. Dude, how I started my online coaching business, I was on my phone looking at, before I got on my phone, I just got off the phone with my homeboy. He was mad as fuck about life. Mad as fuck saying we need to make a change. We need to make this much money. We already in great shape. I'm already training 7 days a week. But we need to get the fuck out of this life. We came from shit. We don't want to just live in shit for the rest of our life. I got back on, after I got the phone with him, I was about to do my real estate notes and all that shit, go on my course. I got on my phone and I see somebody talking about you could turn your physique into a business. It was about online coaching. I was like, shit, I'm already training 7 days a week. I'm already disciplined in the gym. I have what it takes. I can do this. So what I did, I got on the car. I booked the car. Have no idea what the fuck I was getting into. And what did I do? I got on that car, spent my last dollar on that mentorship. My last fucking dollar. On that car when he dropped that price on me. I didn't have no money. I thought I had money. I didn't have no fucking money. So when he told me that price, I started calling everybody. I called this person. That person don't pick up. I called my mom. She don't have the money. I'm figuring out what the fuck I'm about to do. I thought I had more money than I realized. I looked at my bank account. I ain't got shit. But he told me we can do this. We can do this plan right here. Bro, I had $200 in my, no, not in my bank account. Let me get that right. I had $200 in my credit. $200 in credit, man. I said, fuck it. I'm putting that shit down. Let's go. Let's get started. He got me started instantly. Let's go. I didn't care about the savings. I'm not too attached to the money. I know like the money is gonna come and go. I'm focused on something bigger than just the money. Me holding on to $200 ain't gonna do shit for me. If I max out my credit card, I can just pay it back. If I make this money, it doesn't fucking matter, right? I spent my last dollar on that mentorship, and now I'm a full-time entrepreneur as an online coach just by fucking taking action, having urgency, being pissed off. I hated the life I wanted. I hated the life I had, so I did something about it. I didn't just sit there like a bitch. And you can't sit there like a bitch either. If you keep on sitting there like a bitch, you're gonna stay in that bitch life, living that same life, living the shit life, hating the life you have, and living that shit for the rest of your fucking life. And I know that's not what you want for yourself. So start taking fucking action, build some urgency in your life, and start just doing shit. Staying stagnant is not gonna get you where you wanna go. I'm about to wrap this video, and that's the end. And that's the end of this video. And that's the end of this video. If you like this video, and that's the end of this video. If you like this video, just leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I hope you got some value from this information to build some urgency and start taking action. If you guys want to get in amazing shape, if you guys want to build better habits, I have my one-on-one coaching link in my bio. You can just fill out the application. We can get on the call and see if we're a good fit to work together. I have tons of clients that I helped already. You can be the next one. If that's something you're interested in, you're ready to make this change, you're ready to use that urgency and put into some action, you're ready to do the work, you're ready to get in the gym and start living a healthy life, start getting everything that you want out of life, because I'm living the life that I want. Just go on that link in my bio and just fill that form out. We can get you started. But that's the end of this video. You guys will see me every single day. I'm posting one time a day, every day. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon.